Now, I'm going to do a session today that is going to help you remove stress. Wouldn't you just like that? Well, this is something that we all have. We have stress every single day. And this session is all about really reducing that stress and actually replacing it with more success. If this resonates with you, then make sure that you actually jump into my website, stuarthyslop.com, and up at the top, more success. So, one of the big things that I've come to realize is so many people around us are overwhelmed. There's so much happening, and we feel overwhelmed. And it's not because we have too much to do. I wish it was that. In fact, the main reason why we have these high levels of feeling overwhelmed and stress is because we don't protect our priorities. They get put on the back burner. Those items, those tasks that should be done each and every day are put on the back burner because we don't protect it. And really, what I want to help you with today is to get you to realize that when you protect those priorities, those tasks, your stress starts to reduce. And the whole reason why it reduces, and it's very simple, you're in control. That's the key. You are in control. When you are not in control, it's when you're getting all the barrage of all these emails, these to-do lists that are coming in from everybody else, people telling you what to do. And when you actually sit back, you're not doing your priorities. You're doing everything for everybody else, which means stress increases, that overwhelm increases. And ultimately, you actually get to a burnout. We want to eradicate that. Now, please, a little bit of a disclaimer. I'm not saying every person that comes in your way, you go, no, I'm not interested and I'm not going to do it. But what you need to do is you need to protect what's important to you, schedule it, and making sure that it gets done. When you start to complete your priorities, you're actually going to start moving closer and closer to achieving that desired outcome and those goals that you've just dreamed about throughout your life. So let's get into today because this is really going to help you. Now, I want you to reflect on your calendar. Now, whether you're using a calendar on your mobile device or whether it's in a diary format or a computer, laptop, etc., I want you to look at your calendar and really identify those items that are in your calendar. Are they there on purpose or has somebody else just put it into your calendar? When we start to analyze our calendars, it gives us a true reflection of what we prioritize our life around. And when I do audits on calendars, the first thing that I do is I go through each one. I look for the ones that are repeated week on week, and I actually ask them, does this move you closer to your goals, yes or no? And 9 times out of 10, the response is no, well, it's actually a meeting that I have to attend. Absolutely, you have to attend it. But everything around, where are the priorities? Where are those tasks that are geared and are protected in your calendar to help you to move forward? And that's the biggest wake up that I've had personally with my clients as well, is the calendar is not just a place to fill it up. It's a place for your priorities. So do an audit of your calendar and have a look at those activities. How many of them are actually making you move closer to that desired outcome or goals that you've always dreamed about? So that's the big first question. Is your calendar working for you or against you? Now, if it's working against you, don't worry. We're going to help you to actually correct it. And I've got 3 tips that I'm going to share with you. And the reason these 3 tips are so important is because when you start to schedule your most important work, you're going to find that you're going to take ownership. You're going to put it into a place where your energy is high and you're actually going to go ahead and do it. You make a higher level awareness of exactly what needs to be done in that particular day. So let's look at these three tips. Now, the first one, and I've actually alluded to it, but the very, very first one is to schedule your priorities. We've already spoken about these priorities in a previous episode. If you're unsure, a priority is something that if you do now and that action is taken and completed, it moves you closer to your desired outcome or goals. Those are your priorities. So, your desired outcomes is a nice vision of your future. Those goals are those simple ones. I need to finish a project. I need to make sure that I send a response through to a certain client. Those are a variety of actions and goals that needs to be completed. What we need to do, the very first tip, is we need to schedule and prioritize those before everything else. Before everything else, which means we front load our day, we front load our week, get them out of the way as quick as possible. You find that time in the morning, you block it out, and you just do it. You must make sure that your energy levels at the highest levels as well. So when you're finding that priority time in the day, make sure you've got high energy, high enthusiasm, and you've got that purpose, that drive that goes, I'm going to get this completed. And you go ahead and you do it. You protect it. So the very first tip is don't just have it on a sticky note. Don't have it on a piece of paper that's lying on your desk. Put it into your calendar, schedule it, and make sure it's done before everything else. The reason why we do it before everything else is the distraction. Everything else can become a rabbit hole where when you start it, you think it'll take you 5-10 minutes, and 2 hours later, you're still busy with it. Your energy gets depleted, and then when you come to do your priority, you have this, well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. And that's what we don't want. We want to make sure it's done now. The great thing is when you do it, you're going to feel amazing. I promise you. I bet you'll actually feel amazing. So that's the first one. Schedule your priorities before everything else when your energy is at the highest. The second, treat that appointment or that priority as like a client's appointment. You know, if a client books an appointment with you, you're not going to go, let me rock up 30 minutes late. You know what? I don't feel like meeting with you now. Could we reschedule it for a later? We don't do that with clients. Those are priorities. So when you look at your tasks, your actions, and you've scheduled it, treat it in the same way that you would treat a client's appointment. It is so important to have it at that equal level. Why? Well, it's your future that you're wanting to achieve. And if you keep on delaying and putting it off, well, the overwhelm will start coming onto you because you're not achieving your goals and you're seeing the people around you achieving them. The stress will start to increase because soon, if it is an activity or a priority that needs to be done, it's going to start to consolidate and time constraints will come into play. So that second tip that I want to share with you is treat that priority time for that scheduled appointment like you would treat a client, a non-negotiable client, a one that you're never late for, a one that you don't schedule for, a one that you put 100% of your focus and your mind into to make sure that you can close that client. It's exactly the same. And the beauty about doing this, when you treat it like a non-negotiable appointment, when someone comes up to you and says, hey, by the way, do you mind doing this now? You can easily look at your calendar and say, wow, I've actually got an appointment at that time. Can I reschedule it with you or meet at this time? And you start to push all these other activities that come into your diary to a little bit later. I'm not saying no to them. I'm just saying we can do it a little bit later. You will soon realize that people are open. And yes, there are priorities that do jump in, that is urgent, that has to be done. Absolutely. That is the life that we live. But we need to make sure that we are in control and we protect it. So that's the second one. And then the third one. The third one is once you're in it, this is where we go in and we say, we've scheduled it. We've made it a priority. We start, if it's a 9 o'clock, we get in at 9 o'clock, we feel that energy, and then suddenly 10 minutes past 9, there's a little ping on your phone. Or maybe someone's knocking at your door. Or maybe there's an email that pops up. It's these little distractions that start to come in that suddenly get you to go, oh, wait a minute, that's an email I need to quickly respond to. That's a message that I need to respond to. It's someone at my door that I need to have a conversation with. And what you've just done is you've actually just broken that rule of having call it a non-negotiable appointment. You've actually broken that. And then you're going to feel overwhelmed because that's going to be the distraction that will lead you down a different path. So the third tip is when you're in that, and we refer to it as a bunker, you need to protect that bunker. You need to make sure that you reduce all the distractions around you. You want to make sure that you have everything in front of you. I've sat down sometimes when I'm busy working on something and then I go, well, let me just go and grab something to drink because I feel a little bit parched. I need to have something in my mouth. And I go off and I grab something and then I get distracted because I go, oh, wait, there's this. And oh, wait, there's that. And then I speak to somebody and a half an hour later, I come back to my desk. What was I doing? How did I start? What? And now I'm out of my sequence. And I've actually started to add in more stress. So when you get into that bunker, make sure that it's focused. Get rid of the distraction. So the simple tips on it, mute your phone. Turn off the actual emails on your computer. It's easy. You just close the tab. And once you've actually come back, you can open it again and let those emails come through. When somebody comes to your door, you could put up a note, or you can actually employ the support of the people around you. And what I mean by employ and list is actually go to them and say, hey, by the way, for the next 30 minutes or 45 or 1 hour, I'm just going to be completing this report, or I'm going to be making these particular phone calls. Tell the people in the office, tell the people around you, whether it's family, friends, colleagues, tell them for the next X amount of time, this is what I'm going to do. If there's anything urgent, please take a note. I'll be out in 45 minutes and you can bring it through to me. When you start to protect that focus time in the bunker, you'll actually find from start to finish, you'll actually complete it. You're going to actually go, I can't believe I actually managed to do that. This is becoming such an important part of this journey. Now, at any stage, if you feel like a bit of an overwhelmed where what is important? How do I get that into my calendar? How do I remove that in my calendar? You're always more than welcome to reach out to me. Just jump onto my website, stuarthyslop.com. That's stuarthyslop.com. And you'll see on the website, top right-hand corner, you can book a free clarity call with me so that I can help you through an audit process, look at your calendar, see where we can start to create these high success. Because ultimately, at the end of all of this, I want to make sure that you are reducing the overwhelm. You're reducing those stress levels, which is not great for your health, by the way. But ultimately, starting to increase your productivity, starting to increase your success. When you get to those levels, you find that the things around you feel better. And you're going to start seeing some changes in your life. So to give you a quick little recap, remember, number one, schedule your priorities before everything else. Before everything else. You do not want to lose your energy by doing a non-productive or another activity that is not going to help you to get closer to your outcomes and goals. So that's the first one. Set that priority and schedule it before everything else. The second one is treat that priority like a client's appointment. You're not late. You don't skip it. You don't go there unprepared. You have everything in place. It is so important that it is protected. And if anybody says to you, hey, can I meet you at this time? Remember, you have an appointment. You earn the right to say you have an appointment. Just like if that was an appointment with a client, you would say, I have an appointment. Can I book at this particular time? You've done it. You've seen it. It works. You don't have to state that that priority is something on your tasks that needs to be completed. It's just you have an appointment with yourself. And the third one is you need to build this focused bunker, this area where you can work that actually clears out all the distractions. And to add to it, besides all those distractions, is also to be prepared. Make sure that you have pen, paper, refreshments. Make sure the chair is comfortable. Make sure that your desk is cleared of anything that could distract you. Get that environment to be so calming and relaxing that you can focus to get it completed. What you would typically do in a distractive environment, it can take you up to 3 times longer to complete the task. So you're going to actually start getting more time back. Get that focused bunker clean of distractions. And when you start, just continue until it's completed within that time allocation that you have set as that particular appointment. Once you do this, you're going to start seeing how the overwhelm starts to actually almost start to feel like it's dissipating. The stress level starts to come up. The anxiety starts to go away. And success starts to land in your lap almost every single day. This is the simple way of actually reducing stress and actually helping you to have more success in your particular life. So the question I asked you in the beginning was to audit your calendar. Have a look at your calendar now. Now that you know what I've shared with you, have a look at that calendar. Is that calendar working for you or is it working against you? Is it having activities that's moving you closer to your goals and your outcomes? Or is it activities that's actually adding more stress, more overwhelm, high levels of anxiety? When you start to see that and become aware of it, you're going to become more purposeful on what you put in your calendar. You're also going to be more purposeful on time blocking it and protecting it so that you can actually get it completed. So a great quote that I actually wanted to end the session with was, your calendar is the clearest picture of what matters most to you. Your calendar is the clearest picture of what matters most to you. Go and have a look at your calendar now. And really, it's going to give you such an eye-opening experience that you're going to go, okay, I have the opportunity to change it. So just remember, before you go, one thing that I've shared in this particular episode, take it out and implement it. Whether it's scheduling your priorities before everything else, whether it's protecting them like a non-negotiable appointment with the clients, or making sure that you can get rid of those distractions when you work, just take one of them and start implementing it. And you're going to start seeing how it's going to evolve in your life. Now remember, learning creates awareness. Actions create results. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.